Hold on, wait. Pause what you're saying. Here, I want you to say that on live. I unmuted. Yeah, thing is, if you're given everything on a silver platter, once the apocalypse actually starts, you're cooked. There's not gonna be anybody that's gonna give you whatever you want for free. Everybody's gonna be trying to fend for themselves. Nobody's gonna care if you were a rich person before the apocalypse. Nobody's gonna care. Like, if you're a rich person, people are gonna look at you like, okay, congratulations, you were rich. Do you want a cookie? Yeah, people are not gonna care. Because you're gonna be. But thing is, because your money that you had before. Exactly. Only in an apocalypse-esque setting, only an apocalypse-type setting, right? Did you ever need to worry about fighting? That's the only time you need to worry about having to fend for yourself. Yeah, thing is, money is only a physical it's only a government issued physical interpretation of value. It's artificial. It's not real money. It's not real value. It does not have real value. It's called money. Just block them. Generally, like, he said, "You want more swords?" They said swords, right? With an S. Did it have an S on the word swords? If it did, then if it had an S on the word swords, then obviously they're just trying to trick. They're trying to lie. They're what's genuinely frustrating about people on Minecraft nowadays is that they really think that they could just do whatever they want, right? But the problem is that you may think that you should have whatever you want whenever you want without anybody questioning what you want. But as soon as when you don't get that, even though you never really were in a position to even get that thing anyways. Well, what I'm just furious about. I'm not angry anymore. I'm just disappointed. I provide people with a place with a server that they could go to, right? That they don't have to worry about having to deal with griefers destroying everything, without having to worry about constant people just trying to kill them or fight them. The only reason why you're given weapons and tools is so you could thrive on your own and not have to worry about mobs killing you constantly. Very likely that apparently somebody that was hiding themselves from the timeline, because apparently they're hiding themselves, so they're obviously a hacker. Okay, but thing is, hold on, void. Hold on. I already sent you the invite. I already sent the invite. You're automatically getting up. By the way, void. Thing is, the admins. There's even restrictions on the admins. Yes, you can join, but you have to follow the rules. If you do not follow the rules, you will not get a second chance, and you will be banned immediately as soon as it's discovered that you broke the rule. So, I recommend don't break the rules. Just follow the rules. You won't get banned if you follow the rules. Only if you follow the rules. Like, and then people are just gonna lie. No, it resets if I don't clear it. It clears everything. I checked the timeline and there's no data. It's just me. Because whoever it was hiding themselves because they were hacking. I already took a screenshot. I just have to wait for it to transfer to my phone. But this stupid what it means, the thing is, there is a Z in front of the word for admins or administrator. It's administrator privileges. They're privileges, by the way. Technically, if you decide that you're gonna decide, if you're gonna decide that you want to attack people, destroy and steal people's things, you technically are basically, you know how like 9/11, you're technically terrorizing them because you're following them to a place where they're supposed to be safe, by the way. But they're supposed to be, they're trying to get away from you. If you're a known griefer and hacker, right? And you follow people that are trying to get away from you, leave, and they generally just don't want to be around you because you constantly grief them, and they leave the server, and you are toxic about it by saying, oh, they rage quit. No, they left because there's nowhere for them to go that they don't have to worry about people that like griefers. Doubt it. I doubt it was the council. A lot of those are OGs. A lot of those are OGs. Obviously. Cash was not even online. He is basically not been for a while. And also, Cash doesn't really care to take items from the museum. He wouldn't really care to do that because he could just grab his own. He could get his own because he has admin, so it's obviously not Cash. Little Blue has not been online. He's actually, apparently, he told me that he was grounded for a while, so he can't be online. RX is the guy that helps us with commands. You know the command that allows for the... Here, let me show you. You know that command where I could do this? Where I could spawn a warden, right? I'm gonna grab the item now. That's backpack, by the way. There, put that there, right? I'm gonna go in creative real quick. It's creative, right? Then oh yeah, he did. Nope. Chamber actually does support what I've been doing. Summon Warden Skullchild, right? I summon a Warden named Skullchild, put the helmet on, boom. I'm levitating the Warden. He made this, by the way. He created this. I probably already cleared them. No, Agent's been on longer than you have. Someone that probably was new, because all the OG people, all of the people that have admin, they know not to do that. They know that if they do that, they lose their, not only lose their admin, they could be put permanently in visitor, by the way. Just remember, just because you think that you can't get, you won't get caught. You know what's frustrating is that people genuinely think that that crime is only called crime and it's only called illegal if you get caught. Guess who was the person that spread that word, spread that lie? A TikToker that had about 20 million, right? 20 million follows. He's been banned from TikTok numerous times for committing crimes and being arrested hundreds of times. Guess what? Guess what happened? You know how he went out? He went out trying to rob a bank, and when police arrived, they told him to just, he was completely surrounded. He kept trying to shoot at them. They had riot shields, by the way. This is not just normal police. They had freaking SWAT on him. He attempted to shoot at the SWATs, and they shot him. They killed him because he chose not to listen. Indy. And JT is back, but he actually caught a hacker, by the way. He was the only one that was quick enough to even catch up to the hacker. No. Indy is basically has actually defended pretty well. So this frustrating is that Powerstar is intended as a safe place away from anarchy. Huh? Well, obviously, those are the ones I could remember at the time of writing the book, because I didn't like wasting much. So what I find frustrating is that a lot of people don't understand, or a lot of people don't actually understand that PvP, yeah, it's cool and all, because you can actually, it's really cool to see custom death messages, right? But what's not cool is the amount of effort behind to even get to that position, even be able, the amount of effort you do to get there, even get the gear you have. If you die and lose all of that gear, all of your work was for nothing. All that work you did was for nothing. And then people think, oh, killing somebody for, people think that killing somebody for gear counts, right? They think that counts as them grinding. No, killing them means you just killed them for it. You have them do the work, and you killed them for their, and just didn't credit them for their own work. That's not them Okay, hi Black Belt. Let you know I can't. My stream labs decided to take a shit. Why are you flying super high up? You know you could just use teleport. Black Belt, you know something sad? Somebody destroyed the beacons that were in the museum. They looted the museum for beacons. What are beacons gonna get you? Nothing. You're not gonna get anything from beacons. It doesn't have any currency value. Because as soon as it's no longer in that currency value form, it's useless. Oh, do you want me to mute Discord? Discord is now muted. Literally, a beacon may be crafted with another star, but it's not worth another star. It doesn't cost. It's not worth another star. It's not money. Like, I genuinely am so pissed off at people for literally just taking whatever they want, whenever they want, with it, and they don't think that there's consequences for their action. There will be consequences for stealing. So people don't like it when they have stuff stolen from them, right? Get so mad about it, right? What makes you think? What makes you think that it's okay for you to do it but nobody else? Am I wrong? People that think that they should have whatever they want without anybody questioning what they want, and just expect I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Black Belt. Am I not muted? Not unmuted. I am talking, so it should be able to be heard. The problem is that a lot of people believe that they should have whatever they want without anybody telling them no, right? The dumbest thing ever is that when they don't receive what they want, they get so ticked off and butthurt about it. They throw a freaking temper tantrum when they don't get what they want, acting like a freaking toddler. And then when they get what they want, they literally just decide to still throw a tantrum, even afterward. By cursing you out, saying this was not mine to begin with. Okay. 1. The game items in Minecraft aren't any more, they're not as valuable. Thing is, if you had everything you could want in Minecraft, right? You had every single resource in the world, if you were richest on every server you were on, had completed every achievement, had completed every quest, and guess what? The issue is, it's not the problem is not the people that around you that have less than you. It's the people. It's yourself. What is it? They want to, but thing is, just let them know that they're not gonna. They're only gonna get a basic netherite kit. They could trim it if they want to, and also it will come with enderite, but it will not have it won't have any. I also took a. Okay, so, read the description and then go to the and then when you see applications open, you go to my main page, the main page of my YouTube, right? You click links, go to the Google form, and I have to review your answers. Because I'm not just letting people in just because they want to get in. I was too kind. I'm actually taking away that kindness, that gift, that privilege of me being kind. Literally, people decided that they could just they genuinely believe they could just take whatever they want without any consequences. This server, by the way, is not a server where being the richest is what matters, being the strongest PvPer. Nobody cares if you're the richest. Nobody cares if you're the strongest. All they care about is if you build cool things. Thing is, you have to go to the main page of this channel. Problem is, I set up things to work. I set it up to function a specific way, right? Oh, great. Thing is, I used to just let people in for free, right? They didn't have to do anything. I don't charge money, by the way. I don't. But thing is, the problem is that I have is that people, I give them everything they could possibly want. I give them the strongest gear in vanilla Minecraft, plus extra stuff, fully enchanted, by the way. Just don't, it doesn't have thorns. That's up to you. It's optional. The reason why I don't put thorns on there is so you don't have to worry about having to disenchant your armor and re-adding everything else. I also don't do Frostwalker, because Frostwalker is able to freaking kill you. It's able to kill you in the game. It's genuinely able to end your life in the game. I am so tired of people just constantly, like, accusing me of being an issue. Okay. But yeah, the frustrating part is that I provide anything that anybody could ever want, right? I give them whatever they want. I give them all the basic necessities, right? I give them 2 maces. Density, breach. Density 4. No, not just 4. Breach 4. Density 5, right? Not on 1 mace, but 2 maces. Get an elytra, 3 totems, 3 potions of 3 basic potions. Fire res, speed 2, and strength 2, right? 3 of each, right? In an elytra, you get a fully decked out spear, you get fully enchanted netherite armor, except for thorns, and also the boots don't have Frostwalker. It has swift sneak, everything you could possibly want. It is completely enchanted, so basically my preference, right? But thorns is up to you to add. It's up to you. That's your choice to add, right? But I used to do that. You see a black belt? I used to do that. I can't do that anymore. I can't just keep... I can't just keep allowing people to do whatever they want, whenever they want, without consequence. I'm sorry, but if you want to join, you're gonna have to go through the application pool. I'm generally sick and tired of people constantly breaking the rules and expecting not to get in trouble for it. Expected not to get chewed out for it. Generally, if you really think, if you really think that you don't have to abide by my rules of my server that I pay for, you're never getting in. You never will be added. You never will have any status there. You won't have a status on my server. You will be nobody. If you choose not to follow the rules, you're no one. If you choose to follow the rules and you eventually earn admin, that proves that you actually do provide, that you do have value to the server. And yes, I broke through my own ceiling because this is the bunker. All those chests are locked, by the way. Every single one. These are locked. That's locked. This is a container. It has only bone meal. All of these are locked. There's 2 behind this wall. They're locked. Most of these are empty, except for this one and these. All of these are locked. And just to prove it, and I'm serious, I'm so tired of the constant amount of people just deciding to ignore the rules. The rules are the rules. You have to follow them regardless. They are the ones supposed to be. They're there for a reason. The rules are there for a reason. If you choose not to follow the rules, you will not remain. You will not continue to be on my server. If you say that I'm a bad server owner for not letting you destroy everything that other people, or steal anything that other people say, like, if I let you just do whatever we want, that's me being a bad server owner. Me not letting you get whatever you want whenever you want is me being a proper server owner. basically any server owner, and that's not the only description, a server owner that just gives themselves whatever they want, but also just doesn't allow anybody else to have whatever they want. But they don't provide a good reason if the server owner does not provide any reason at all. Like, and also just because does not count as an actual reason. It counts as an excuse. It counts as them trying to make an excuse. It doesn't matter. If you don't provide an invalid reason, then it doesn't matter. It's not a reason. What I genuinely find frustrating about people on Minecraft is because they're so focused on who's stronger PvP, who's the richest player, who does this, who does that. That's not the only thing that matters. Minecraft was originally about building and exploration. The only reason why it's not good anymore is because the community made it bad. The community focuses, and also people that think Mojang's focusing on building and redstoners, right? Building on people that actually need to, what Minecraft was originally intended for, right? They're focusing on what the game was originally intended for: exploration, survival, and building. PvP and redstone were not meant for anything. Were not only implemented after suggestions. They were made by people from the community, and then they were abused. That technology was abused for, guess what? It was used for the purpose that Mojang was not used for the purpose that Mojang intended. Mojang, the only reason Mojang has never posted a picture of an orbital strike cannon on their own channel is because they don't support the idea of having a weapon that destroys other people's creations. They don't approve of it, and yet the community gets so mad at them for not adding PvP or redstone related items when they are afraid to do so because they're afraid of that technology being used for destruction. That's what they're trying to avoid. They're trying to avoid something that people brought upon themselves. They're trying to prevent something that people brought upon themselves. It's not my fault. It's not Mojang's fault. It's the people that decide that they want to do whatever they want. Mojang, you ask Mojang to make something, they give it to you. Use it for what they say that it's for. The building items are also mostly their own ideas. Guess what? The person that made the warden, he made the Aether. The guy that created the warden made the Aether. Now he works at Mojang. He made one of the most formidable and feared entities in the game. Formidable and feared mobs in the game. And thing is, that's all people recognize him for. But when you look at his backstory on Twitter and also other posts, he was the creator of the Aether mod. He made the Aether. A really popular mod that everybody thought was the coolest thing ever. Making a portal out of glowstone and then turning it on and activating it with water. That's cool. And there's a hole in the wall. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a picture. I'm gonna just take screenshots. Because I told Jack that his castle is perfectly intact, right? I can't promise that anymore because there's damage on it. Because of people's degeneracy and idiot and incompetence. So, print. Press print. Pictures taken. Now I gotta look for more damage or more broken stuff. There's not really a whole lot here. Also, then what people realize, thing is, a lot of people just come here just because there's armor, right? They look at the netherite like, ooh, it's fresh netherite. They look at it and there's no enchants. And they realize that their armor that I gave them is better because it has enchant. When I gave them has enchants. When that they saw on this armor stand doesn't. And the reason why it doesn't have the armor enchants is because of that reason. They're trying to take it. People will take that armor because they think that they should have whatever they want. And then people also are dumb enough to try and steal. They're dumb enough to take a crap ton of elytras and only get and hoard it for themselves. They don't share it out. They don't give it to others. They just hoard it in their ender chest and never end up using it because their elytra they have is unbreakable and it already has unbreaking and mending. What's the point of having elytras if you can never use them? They're meant to be for travel. You can't use them. Why do you have them? Why do you genuinely have something you're not able to use? It serves no value or purpose to you. It doesn't provide you with anything. It just sits there, taking precious inventory space that you could utilize for other things. Nobody understands that taking from others is not good. But others taking from you, people think that taking from others, for them to take things from other people, yeah, perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong with it. But as soon as the person they stole from returns the favor by taking from them, oh, they need me, man. They need to go away. They stole from me, bro. That's literally what they are. That's literally what people nowadays are. All they care about is themselves and their own interests. And most likely, they're rich kids. Most likely, these are rich people. Most likely, they are rich kids that have no idea. They're given everything they could possibly want for free without them having to work for it. They don't have to work for it. Because because people do it for them. And they took it and genuinely thought that they didn't have to do any work on their own. But but they take things from people, they think they can. Because that's what they were taught. That's what they were allowed to do in real life as kids. But that's what they were taught. That's what they were allowed to do because that's what they grew up with. They weren't punished for stealing. They were literally just rewarded for stealing. They were rewarded for stealing by letting them keep, being allowed to keep whatever item they stole. The parents of the rich parents, they don't understand. A lot of rich parents, they don't understand that their kid needs discipline. Just giving their kid whatever they want, whenever they want, is going to teach them that they could do whatever they want without having to deal with the consequences. Teaching them that the consequences don't exist, that's a bad thing. That's bad. Consequences actually do exist. And they will hit, if you run from them, they will run faster eventually. They will start running faster. Yeah, that's my first wake up alarm. Literally my first wake up alarm, by the way. I'm already awake and I'm just gonna wait for a few more minutes. It's generally just the most frustrating thing ever. You're given everything you could possibly want, and you still want more. And then you call the people that try and take back what they rightfully owned before you even were in the picture. When they try to take it back, it's apparently them that are stealing. Them that are greedy. The people that stole from you, the people that you stole from are trying to get their stuff back, and you call them thieves or robbers or burglars. That's not what the burglar is. That's somebody just kindly asking for the thing that they worked for back. But most rich people call them thieves. A lot of rich people don't understand that. Yeah, you're rich, sure. But is that gonna matter once you're gone? Is that gonna matter when you're in jail for stealing, or in international war prison for war crimes? That's not gonna matter. Nobody's gonna care if you were rich. Nobody's gonna care. The only reason why Switzerland is the richest country in the world is because they are they're nestled within the Alps. They don't have to worry about building defenses because the mountains are natural given defenses. They were gifted with something and they appreciate that gift. Every other country is given what they want. They take what they want and they still want more. They're given what they want. They take more. Still unsatisfied, so they take even more. Most people don't understand that when somebody gives you something and they work their tail off, they worked their hell and back just to give you something that you're not going to appreciate, of course they're not going to take it back because they worked for it. They give it to you as a gift. It's not a gift. It's not a right. It's a gift, not something that you deserve. It's something that you were given because they were kind enough to give it to you. Next time you go accusing somebody of being greedy, but they've basically done nothing for you but kind. They were nothing but kind to you, or nothing but like they were just nice. They were nice to you. And you called them greedy? You called them thieves? When they're just trying to get their stuff back that you took from them without asking. They're trying to get their stuff back that they worked for, that they had painstakingly worked for possibly years to get. They painstakingly worked for a long time. They worked for a long time just to get that. Just for you to take it for them. Take it for you to just take it because you want it, and they have it. The thing is, one of the 7 deadly sins, right? Envy. It's also basically a form of jealousy. It's basically just simplified jealousy. Envy, the sin, is one of the 7 deadly sins. Because those who have envy, they want... It starts with jealousy, right? Somebody has something cool, you just get jealous because you get it. You didn't get that same thing. Right? Then it turns into envy. Which envy is a lust, which is also just a subclass of lust. Right? Is a desire to have what somebody else has that you don't have, that you didn't get. So I generally don't understand why rich people, they generally take whatever they literally think taking whatever they want is justified. Whenever somebody tries asking for it back kindly, when they just kindly request to have it back, that's them being a robber. That's them stealing from you, stealing something that you never originally owned. That's how life works nowadays. I'm going back to the couch. Like, huh? Okay, cool. I gotta go. Okay, I gotta leave, guys. I gotta leave, guys. On Friday. Okay, that's tomorrow. What I genuinely do not understand is that people choose to steal. They choose to take things that they want. They choose to take things that they want, but other people have.